We're in Durnholm? Okay, great. Because there was a mission here in the quest that was really bugging me. This one. And apparently the Medallion of Beauty is here. I don't know, I would have find that out, but whatever. Yeah, there's a woman in a pub. I'm not sure it's the King's Inn and Pub. Probably. Maybe. I need to pickpocket or kill her. We're not gonna kill her. Let's try the pickpocket, even though I never pickpocket. It's a medallion of beauty. Well, let's see if it's actually here. In the Durnholm pub. Oh. Well, that's the, I mean, that's the pub. It's named King Inn and Pub, but that's the Durnholm pub. So would it be her, maybe? I can just check what's in there. Is it this? Probably. Let's see. I'm gonna fail. Let's try anyway. You fail. You fail! Oh, she didn't care about it. Let's do it again. You fail. Maybe if I charm her, it's gonna be easier. Charm her. Maybe go behind her. Whatever. And then prowling. Oh, everybody goes prowl. And pickpocket. I don't know. At least she doesn't care. She really doesn't care. So we wouldn't need to use one of these fate points. It's okay, I never use them anyway. Critical success at picklock. Or I could try picklocking, not picklock, pickpocket. Or I could try pickpocket her until it works, because she doesn't care. Let's put it there. Eventually I'm gonna succeed, right? No, no. Eventually I'm gonna critically fail. Okay, so critical success at next pickpocket. Pickpocket you. Boom. Success. And if I charm, conjure. Divine magic is Medallion of Beauty. Oh, we kept this? Why do we still have this? Okay, teleport. I've got the medallion. Oh, you're amazing. Let me see it. She takes the medallion from you. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much. Go ahead. Choose any two you like. No, I don't. No, that's okay. I guess I could have kept the medallion. But I have this one. It's really nice. It's +1 strength, +1 constitution. I didn't realize last time. I was like, where does this come from? That 4. Oh, I really need to drop this. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's do that. See if there's something interesting. How much is this? Yeah, I need it. Oof, 138, okay. It's okay, if she goes through them, it's fine. Did they use some of the potion I gave them? Yeah, pretty much. I gave them a bunch of potions and they used... Oh, no, didn't use them. Oh wow, he didn't use them. Or I just gave it to him, I'm not sure. The other ones I have are like big potions. Oh, I'll need these eventually, but I think I have some in someone's inventory, like Virgil's. Or you. Okay, yeah. Well, let's collect them, I don't care. I think I need that. I will also need some of these. Yeah, let's take some of these here. Oh. I can't believe I'm still overburdened. 370. Oh well. Let's identify this. Mystic Ring. It's really good. I have some already. Right, yeah. You? You have one. There you go. We're done here. Teleportation to Caladon. Can finally move on with the main quest. There's an item shop here. Oh, of terror. 5% chance of fear. Yes, I will buy this. Let's go to the Panari Temple. Alexander the Acolyte. Hello. So we talked to him already, but we're gonna go through some of these. It's a lot of information, but it's mainly the quest. So if you haven't heard it, it's pretty important if you want to know what's going on. But can you tell me about the Panari Church? What do the Panari believe in? The Panari and their beliefs are centered around the life and the teaching of Nasruddin. Throughout his life and in the years since his passing, there has been much written about him to those who knew him, as well as by learned men who have studied his life. What can you tell me about Nasruddin? Who was he? Nasruddin was a very powerful and wise elf who lived during the Age of Legends. As the leader of the Elven Council, Nasruddin was both the physical and spiritual leader of all the lands of Arcanum. For 1,000 years, he ruled over the council and the land prospered, and all was well. What happened? The coming of Aronnax heralded the end of an age for Arcanum, from the disbanding of the Elven Council to the death of our beloved Nasruddin. Who was this Aronnax fellow? Aronnax was an elf on the original Elven Council during the Age of Legends. According to the histories, Aronnax was a very evil elf. He had personal interest in gaining control of the council and using it for his own dark ends. Aronnax thought that not only should elves rule, but that they should subjugate the other races. Nasruddin came to our defense. What was the Elven Council? The Elven Council was a group of elves who ruled Arcanum during the Age of Legends. It was made of powerful elven mages, and their leader was Nasruddin. Together, they oversaw the well-being of all the races. Their council was disbanded soon after the death of Nasruddin. They felt that their time had passed. It was not for anyone to rule over all the races. What do you mean by the Age of Legends? The Age of Legends refers to a time between 1500 and 1000 years ago. The Elven Council, of which Nasrudin was the leader, was the central authority for all the lands of Arcanum. It is referred to as the Age of Legends because much of what happened during that time is steeped in mythology and speculation. But we do know that magic was very prevalent at that time. Where is he now? He's dead. How did he die? Nasrudin died after he and the council banished Aronnax at the Ring of Brodgar. Nasrudin was wounded mortally in the battle which preceded the banishment and died not long after. Where did he die? According to the Arcanum, Nasrudin traveled to the southernmost tip of the land and there laid himself to rest. That is why we are here. This temple is built over his remains. Oh really, and where might I find these remains? The remains of Nasrudin are just below us in the lower catacombs. There is a stairway through the doors behind me. It leads down to the burial chamber and the sarcophagus in which he is encased. Unfortunately, only church elders and pilgrims are allowed to see the remains. Question about Nasrudin. What are the teachings? The Archon. There are many writings we study, but the most important book in the primary religion is the Arcanum. It is a collection of what are considered the most representative teachings of Nasrudin, as well as some prophecies that were made in the early years following his death. Where might I see a copy? The Archon is just over there, a large book on the pedestal. Feel free to pursue its page and gain what wisdom there is to be found. If you'd like to discuss anything you find confusing or unclear, I'd be happy to oblige you. What is the essence of the Nasrudin teaching? Nasrudin was an ardent believer in elven philosophy. Elves feel that everyone and everything have their rightful place in the world, that this reality is formed through the combined experience of all forms of life. Good and evil rarely play a part in how elves view the world. What might be considered evil? Evil, in the most basic terms, might be described as something which disallows the progression of the natural order. I suppose it's a gray area, but you might say evil is anything diametrically opposed to elven philosophy. To which I might say even those things have their place. Alexander smiled. It's said that single elven philosophical debates have spanned literal decades. You can see why. Archon. Prophecies. There are many prophecies. The most heavily debated are those concerning the return of both Aronnax and Nasrudin. And what do the prophecies say? This is what we call the return of the living one. And I quote, Nasrudin's the pure spirit will be reborn on wings of fire in hills shrouded in fog, and fight the final battle with the evil one. You see, the return of Nasrudin, who we will call the living one, will be a time of rejoicing, but also a time of darkness, and it heralds also the return of Aronnax, the evil one. Aronnax. Who is he? We know this. Elven Council, Age of Legend. What does it mean that Aronnax was banished? When someone is banished, they are sent to what is known as the Void. And the Void, what is it? Well, my friend, that is an area of some debate. Many say that the Void is an actual place, a plane of existence where the evil pay for their transgression for all of eternity. Others say that the Void is merely a state of unbeing, not a physical place. What is known is that when someone is banished, they are no longer here, and they cannot come back. How is that any different from death? Death, as proven through magic, is sometimes a temporary state. Entities can be resurrected. There is no resurrection from the Void. Banishment was permanent solution. A banishment of the highest degree. It's never done anymore. There are those who believe the knowledge of how to do so has been lost forever. What of the prophecy that Aronnax will return? That is a subject of a debate. Some believe that the return of Aronnax, and Nasruddin for that matter, will be accomplished through reincarnation, the rebirth of their spirits, not their physical forms. Others believe that the whole affair is merely symbolic and representative of the conflict we are seeing today between magic and technology. And what do you believe, Alexander? Call me archaic, but I'm a firm believer in a literal translation of the scriptures. I believe that both of them will be embodied and that a war will be waged here in this existence. I, for one, will be ready for that conflict. How is banishment any different? Others have been banished over the centuries. The Archon actually names 4 of them specifically: Gorgoth, the Bane of Kree, Kurgan, and Krakator. Of course there were others, but these were the most infamous. Bane of Kree. The Bane of Kree was a normal warrior who was able to gather together nearly all of the ancient nomadic tribes and create a vicious army out of them. When his army descended on the city of Kree, he mercilessly killed every man, woman, and child that lived there. Nasruddin was forced to confront him and banish him single-handedly. Kurgan. Kurgan was the very first mage to ever delve into the darker side of necromancy. The Elven Council, when they found out what he was doing, demanded that he cease his study. He refused, banished him. Karaktor was a conniving, twisted monster, half-man and half-dragon, who terrorized cities and villages, killing their inhabitants and burning them to the ground. With the strength of a dragon, but the dark art of basest man, he was evil beyond comparison. After a colossal battle, he was subdued and banished. In the struggle, he lost an eye, which is on display in the offices of archaeology if you're interested. Gorgoth. Gorgoth was a mindless beast with an insatiable appetite. He cut a swath of destruction from one end of Arcanum to the other, laying waste to everything in his desperate hunt for food. He was finally captured by the council after a struggle which lasted for days, and with no other alternative, it was decided that he was banished from Arcanum. Well, who else could I speak concerning Panari history? There are many scholars here in the first temple of the Panari. The 2 most learned are Adrian, the church archaeologist, and Gunther Willem, the church historian. Both are well versed in Panari history and have detailed information concerning the specific disciplines. Where might I find them, Alexander? Each of them had offices just through the door behind me. When we're finished speaking, I will open the doors for you. I'll look into it. A few more questions? We're done. Let's look at the copy of the book. The stick tome looks ancient. The pages are worn parchment with gold leaf and blah blah blah. And Nasruddin, great and powerful father, was born in the elven forest of old, of this world but not of it, body of flesh but spirit and wisdom of the gods, eyes that saw beyond his years, dreams born of another age. And when he saw the time as right, he gathered about him in elven council a group of wise, benevolent beings who saw the world as he did. For Nasruddin saw all beings as made equal, and gathered these about him, who leveled all the races as their own, dwarf and elf, human and gnome, halfling and orc, all were beautiful to him. He watched over them all as if they were his own children. And the Elven Council, they protected Arcanum from the evils which infested it, and many were sent to the void, banished from this place for their crimes. Mighty Gorgoth, whose hunger was early satiated in the emptiness of the void. Krakator, whose heart was dark and fearful, but whose fury was only quenched in the blackness of the void. the bane of Kree, whose bloodlust was limitless and could only be contained in the endlessness of the void, and Kurgan the Terrible, betrayer of the Elven Council, whose dark magics were an abomination and could only be forgotten in the blankness of the void. And the land was peaceful until the coming of Aronnax. So came Aronnax, who wanted the world for himself, and all of its races as his slaves. And he brought war against Nasruddin and the council. And they faced Aronnax at the Black Spire, and there was a clashing of armies, and much life was lost. There was a great battle between Aronnax and Nasruddin, a battle to end all battles. And great Nasruddin banished Aronnax to the void and saved the world from darkness and pain. But as great was this battle that Nasruddin himself was mortally wounded, and so great Nasruddin traveled to the southmost tip of the land, and there laid himself to rest. But he watches ever us still, awaiting the time when the evil shall return, and he shall come again, and he shall be strange to us, and some will not know his face, and his spirit shall be reborn on wings of fire, in ill shrouded in fog, and there he shall fight the final battle with the evil one. May your spirit walk away in the peace of Nasruddin. There you go. Now we know everything about the Panari religion. Let's go talk to you. Greetings, who are you? The Tin Man in front of you is very properly dressed. Instead of robes, he wears a finely made suit. A pair of thin gold spectacles lie across his nose. His features are delicate, but his eyes belie a strength of body and character, as well as harboring a fierce intelligence. He regards you intensely. You might... I am William Gunter Willem. A pleasure. What exactly do you do here? I'm the church historian. I have a variety of responsibilities here, from translations to document restorations, as well as authentication of any literary finds. If it's written and it has to do with the Panari, it's my job to know about it. Does that answer your question? Yes, and very well. Might I ask you a few questions? Some of your work. What are you currently working on? Gunter points to some book on his desk. His movements are quick and precise. Currently, I'm doing some research on older translation of the Arcanum. I found some interesting discrepancies that I'm looking into. Discrepancies? What do you mean? There are a few differences in some of the passages that I found in the earlier copy. I'll give you an example. The Archon we read today refers to our order as the Panari. The word Panari in the Old Tongue means knight servant or follower, but in this older copy I'm studying, we are referred to as the Panriniz, which means defenders of the gate. Very odd. Was there anything else? A few minor things. I'm still working on translations. Perhaps it's something we can speak of later. The Archon is a collection of teachings and prophecies for the Panari religion. Discrepancies. There's a statue in the courtyard. Who is that? The statue was of Saint Manox, one of the early elders of the church. Why was he made a saint? Saint Manox was the only person reputedly, looks at you over his spectacles, to have ascended. That is, the spirit of Nasruddin appeared and took his body directly from this plane in existence to the next. You see, reputedly, Gunter. Do you not believe? Gunter smiles at you. There is no doubt in my mind that Manox was a very holy man. My belief in an inclusive set of circumstances does not invalidate that fact, regardless of how that might affect on my own faith. Were there any eyewitnesses to the event? There were 2 eyewitnesses to the ascension of Manox. One was an elf named Randar, and the other, what was his name? Kanwa, I believe. Their accounts of the incident were almost exactly the same, and both were beautifully written. Do you believe in the Ascension? There is no doubt about... Okay. Almost all of the records concerning the life of the great saint have been lost over the years. Very little is known about him, or what he did before he was taken. A slight smirk. Of course, there are the usual insubstantial accounts of miracles. He seems to remember himself, strengthening. And of course, there's Alexander. What do you mean? What does Alexander have to do with it? You haven't heard? He almost never speaks of it. The man has enough humility for all of us. Alexander is a direct descendant of Maddox. His family has held the position of first acolyte for the last 1500 years. No, I didn't know that. That's quite a legacy. Yes, it is. And there's no better man to bear it. Alexander is a saint in his own right. There are few men I respect, my friend. Alexander is a noble soul. Do you know anything about him? Tell me of him. Alexander hasn't always been with us. He read the temple. You see, the first acolyte's role in any Paranari temple is as a spiritual leader and warlord. Symbolically, he is to assume these roles just as Nasruddin did so many years ago. Most acolytes go into this very lightly. They might entreat, I don't know how to say that, the local constabulary to train them in basic combat techniques. Not so Alexander. What did he do? Alexander left us for 10 years and studied with some of the most feared and respected masters in several of the combat disciplines. For his pilgrimage, he traveled to the Vendigrad wastes and lived there alone until he thought himself ready to assume his post. If you know nothing of the wastes, know this. There's no more terrible place in all of Arcanum. So he's a skilled warrior. There's not a more dangerous man in all of Caledon, and he's very well versed in 2 or 3 of the magic colleagues as well, as are all of us who are Panari elders. The temple hasn't been in safer hands since it was in those of the great saint himself. Maddox. About him. Eyewitness. No, we've done this. Ask some question about the remains of Nasruddin. What do you know about them? Me? I know very little about them, save for the documents we have associated with their discovery, and a few research documents about the sarcophagus itself. Adrian, the archaeologist, would have more information about the specifics. You think they are authentic? He lowers his voice. To tell you the truth, I really don't know. I've done a lot of research into the engravings on the sarcophagus. Everything seems to be in order. It just seems to me that it's all very convenient. I mean, who buried him? We have no records of that. There's no doubt that an elf of his stature would have been given an elaborate burial. But who did it? We don't know. Do the church records say who discovered them? Yes, let me see. He pulls a withered tome from the shelf. Ah, here we are. The elf's name was Kanwa. Wasn't the person who witnessed the ascension named Kanwa? Why yes, it's at least the same name. Let me look at the year. We discovered that the remains happened within a few years of the ascension of St. Maddox. I never realized that, but you're correct. They very well might have been the same person. Don't you find that strange, perhaps a little convenient? You're very curious about this whole affair. What is the real interest in this? It's a long tale. Tell him what has happened. I see. You're telling me that you are the sole survivor of the IFS Zephyr blimp crash? Yes. Gunter is silent for a long while. Then a slight smile comes over his face, and he takes your hand in his. I was wondering when you were going to tell me. I've been looking for you for a long time, you know. The rumors about, and we've heard you might come calling. I'm so very glad you've decided to put your trust in me. Thank you. I really need to see those remains. Listen, my friend. Not everyone here is sympathetic to your cause. Adrian, the archaeologist, is the one who you need to speak with, but be very careful. He's an old and loyal friend, but belief in you will come slowly for him. You'll be the best source of information regarding the remains and how you might see them. But tread lightly. Subterfuge might be necessary. No, thank you, my friend. Return here when you've seen the remains and tell me what you find. I discovered something about the remains. Ah, welcome back. I take it you've spoken with Adrian? No. Have you found what it is you were looking for? I found something, but I don't know what it means. Tell him. Because we went there already, I think. Interesting, it seems that the proverbial wool has been pulled over our eyes. But for what reason? I suppose it could be that the early church elders believed that an ascension story might strengthen people's belief, but at the cost of another man's life. I found that very difficult to believe, but I found something that I believe may confirm those remains are false. What, Gunter? What did you find? Wait, there was something else. Tell him of the blood message. But what is the blood message? Well, let's see. What did you find? Remember I told you I was working on those older translations? I found another passage from it that is inconsistent with the Arcanum we read today. Have you heard the passage where it talks about the final resting place? Alexander told me. Well, today's Archaeans reads, Nasruddin traveled to the southmost tip of the land and there led himself to rest. The Kabian is translating says almost the exact same thing except for one slight difference. It reads, Nasruddin crossed the waters and traveled to the southmost tip of the land. What are you saying? I'm saying that I don't think Nasruddin was buried here in Caledon. We have always just assumed that the scriptures were speaking of the mainland. And of course, when the remains were found, no one ever bothered to look again. So where are his remains? Tell him of the blood message. The southmost tip of any land in Arcanum is the Isle of Thanatos, to the south of here. I think that is where the next you should go. You next should go. You next should go. I might ask you a favor. If you have the time before you leave, perhaps you could uncover the truth behind Saint Maddox. There are men here who would be interested in finding the responsible party. I may do that. What do you think of all this? I don't know, my friend. Perhaps there is something about the actual remains of Nasruddin which they are afraid of. You should seek out his final resting place, and there you'll find your answer. Message in blood. I can tell you this, the two words in the message you saw, the first means opposite, the second means truth. As for the broken ring, I have no idea. What might you be? The man in front of you is a wizened old gnome with wildish grey hair and a beard 3 days grown. He looks up at you, grinding toothlessly. Call me Adrian, acolyte of the Panari and a local expert on church archaeology. Let's talk about your work. Some of the objects you have here. Are they for sale? No, these are priceless church artifacts. I couldn't part with them for worldly riches. General questions. Objects. I have to look at them, I guess. What do you know about the remains of Nasruddin? The remains of Nasruddin? What would you like to know about them? Where are they? They are housed in the old catacombs beneath the temple. The first acolyte, Alexander, can direct you there if you have problems finding it. Have you seen them? It's both Pharaohs. No, and I'd do anything to see those old bones of his. There are so many questions I could answer if I could have a look at them. When he died, how he died. I want to know if his skeleton structure is the same as common elves, Or if his prolonged use of powerful magic changed him somehow. So many questions. I've never been able to see them. Why, Adrian, you're the church archaeologist. Surely you... Yes, you'd think so. Wouldn't you, young man? He raises from his seat, gesticulating to and fro. I mean, when the elders need someone to go digging in the dank caverns of the Bangalian deeps, who do they call upon? Or if some poor fool comes across a tomb sealed with a Gargothian blood curse, ring the bell for old Adrian. But why won't they let you see the remains? I have no idea. He throws his hands in the air, appending a stack of papers and what looks to be a cup of dark ale. They speak of desecration and sacrilege, but he lowers his voice, leaning closer. The man is dead. D-E-A-D. I respect and cherish Nasruddin and what he taught us more than anyone, but I hardly think he'd be upset if I chipped a piece of bone from his earthly shell. I see your point. I myself would love to take a look at them. Really? Are you a fellow archaeologist, my friend? Yes, I am strictly freelance. No, but it's a long story. Tell him what happened. No, but let's say I have an interest in it. That's an interesting place. Let's go with strictly freelance, of course. Yes, he considered you a moment measuring your words. You do seem to have that particular look about you. Probably a little dirt under those fingernails, eh? Yo, Baze, how's it going? Well met. And what interest do you have in remains of Nasruddin? I'm thinking of converting, but I need a little proof. He looks at you, winkling. I understand, my friend. Faith is a wonderful thing, especially when backed up by some good hard evidence. He laughs, rummaging around in his desk. I make a few notes over the years about the sarcophagus. Here we are. What do you know? Let's see. Standard information. The stone is of the local area. There are elven characters naming it as the final resting place of Nasruddin. The design is Old Elven, consistent with the latter end of the Age of Legends. Rune work is exquisite, although perhaps a bit overdone in my opinion. Of course I'm more conservative. I've never seen inside, has anyone? As far as I know, no one has ever broken the seal on the sarcophagus. Interesting. I'd really like to see what's in there, Adrian. He leans closer, indicating you do the same. Just how much do you want to see them? Very much. Not all that much. Perhaps we'll speak later. Very much. I see. He looks around furtively. Look, I'm an important member of this church. My face is well known. I can't exactly be running around and defacing sacred church artifacts. He laughs. But were I to have an accomplice, we might be able to get in and get out without anyone being the wiser. I'm listening. The tomb lies within the old catacombs, and the entrance to the burial room is well guarded. But about a year ago, I was pursuing the pages of one of the ancient texts, and within its page it found an old illustration of the catacombs, drawn by the first keeper of the crypt, probably for his own use in navigating them. All the connecting passages into the burial room were walled off soon after the discovery, all except for one. There's a passageway which comes up through the floor. It's well hidden in the stonework that's been missed for all these years. I've shared this information with no one. You and I are the only living souls who know its existence. It's fascinating. Good, here's what needs to be done. Enter the sewers through the grating just in front of the temple. When you're entered, you'll be in a small room. There's a crack in the wall. It leads to the old catacomb beneath this temple. Enter them. And then, you will find yourself in a passageway. When it comes to an end, you will see a door in the wall. Speak the word Crimstone to it, and it will open for you. Through that door is a passage that leads to a staircase. That staircase leads to a tomb of Nasruddin. We've been there already. I never said Crimstone. Once you've entered the catacombs, you will see adjoining passages as well. Don't enter them. They are full of dark spirits and other creatures. If you wish to avoid them, go straight through the door and up the burial room. I'll remember that. Thank you. My pleasure. He winks. Return to me with whatever you find. If possible, bring me a piece of the skeleton. I'd enjoy being able to finally get a look at it. Together, we'll see what an old Nasruddin has to tell us. Oh, I'll think on this and return. I'll return when I've accomplished this. Do that. Okay. Let's save. Let's talk to you again. I returned from the crypt. Because I've been to the crypt already, but I don't have the skeleton. Who found them? Were found by one of the elves in the early church. Name escapes me. Splendid! Come, tell me what you found. I have nothing. But I made few interesting observations. What? What did you see? Something was wrong in the blood on the inside of the sarcophagus. Yeah, I'll come back with the skeleton though. Maybe I should reload instead. I can't reload from here. The Eye of Character Couture, whatever. This is the Finger of Madnox. Oh, the missing finger we're talking about. Yeah, it was pretty obvious it was Madnox all along. Okay, so he wants me to go to the sewers. We're gonna do that. Bring back a piece of the skeleton. Yeah, that's the passage I was talking about. Yeah, we've done this already. No, we haven't. We went in another place. Whatever, we're gonna do this now, I guess. Get that coins. Oh, yeah. This is to avoid the enemies. Right? Yeah, this is it. We entered from here, and I don't even know what this is. Oh, I guess here. Well, let's go get that skull, and then we'll come back. Crimstone. Oh, that's where you use the Crimstone thing. Yeah, it says there's a skeleton within the sarcophagus dressed in ragged robes. The skeleton is missing its right finger. There's this thing here. No, because if we do that, we'll be pissed. Okay, we haven't been here. There's nothing else here. Back with call. Oh, we didn't ask about the items too. Could you spare us a few minutes? Work objects. What is that? Skeleton's finger? Yes, that is the finger of Saint Maddox. His finger, why is that here? Legend tells of a time when Saint Maddox has been captured by the barbarians. They were plundering the surrounding countryside and were holding Maddox for ransom. He told his people to refuse, so the barbarians threatened to cut off one of his fingers if he didn't comply. Maddox calmly picked up a knife, told them there would be no ransom, and cut it off himself. Sounds like an hard man. Yes, it was what he needed to be. Is there anything else? The glass of ice. We don't have any idea what that is. Sure is pretty though. Objects. What is this black gem? Eye of Krakator. Really, it's a beautiful stone. No, I mean it's really the Eye of Krakator. When the council was banishing him, he put up quite a struggle. Somehow the monster's eye got put out and someone found it as they were cleaning up. Dreadful creature Krakator was. If you ask Alexander about who's been banished over the years, he'll tell you the story. I've returned from the crypt. Splendid! I retrieved the skull. I made some interesting observations. The skull! Wonderful! I see it, of course. Thank you. This is an exciting moment. We'll be the first people to lay their eyes upon Nasruddin in more than 2,000 years. The things we will know. Wait, hold on a minute. What's this? What's wrong, Adrian? The skull. You say this is the very skull from the sarcophagus in the burial chamber? Are you sure? Yes, I'm positive. Whatever is the matter. This skull. It's not elven. It's a human skull. This is impossible. Adrian slowly shakes his head, lost in thought. there were some other strange things about what I saw. What did you see? Something was drawn in blood in the inside of the sarcophagus. What was it? You said it was drawn in blood? Tell him what you saw. I don't know what that symbolizes, nor why it would be there. The word sounds like ancient Panarum, an ancient language used by early church elders. It hasn't been used for centuries, but Gunther Willem is an expert and would know what it means. It was drawn there by, oh God, they buried him alive. I noticed that the skeleton was also missing its right finger. His right finger? Adrian's face goes pale. You know what that means? Oh no, it couldn't be. What, Adrian? What are you talking about? One of the objects I have here is the finger of Manox. There is a legend associated with it. It was never known if the finger was actually that of the great saint. It would seem that it might very well be. What does the legend say? Legend tells of a time when Saint Manox had it. Yeah, we know. Are you saying the body in the sarcophagus is Manox? I don't know, good God. Adrian looks dully out the window. What window? He's obviously in shock. Why? Why would they have buried him in the tomb of Nasruddin? He trails off. Adrian, what are we going to do? I have no idea. This discovery, I'm speechless. He studies himself against his desk. 2,000 years, and no one ever even bothered to check. What fools have we been? He straightened himself. Oh, they bothered to check, but like you wanted to check and they stopped you. What fools have we been? He straightens himself. Listen, my friend, I recommend you go and speak with Gunther about this. Find out what message says. I can be of no further use. He gazes beyond you, lost in thought. I'll get to the bottom of this, Adrian, I promise. Adrian laughs bitterly. Perhaps this was a stone better left unturned, my friend. It's not every day that one is faced with the negation of his belief. He lowers his head. I'm so very sorry. I take my leave. Good luck to you. Find anything more about... What? Maybe that's all we needed to do, because I did the things a little bit out of order. I hope it's fine. We haven't even been here. Okay, let me check just a sec. There we go. Adrian tells you he's shocked and asks you to find more about St. Manox. Talking with Alexander. Oh, okay, maybe we could go back to Alexander. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. I don't think I've broken the game. I don't think I'm a dead man walking. I've uncovered some strange things. Gunther discovered something about the name of the Panari. Alexander seems unperturbed. That is strange, my friend, but it seems a fairly trivial thing. Not small differences in almost every translation. This was probably just an honest mistake. Was there anything else? There are a few more strange things. Tell him what Gunther told you about Kanwan. This seems to bother Alexander a little. That is an interesting fact. Perhaps there's something amiss. I've seen the inside of the crypt. Let's say this before. Gunter found another discrepancy in the Arcanum. It seems like we've all been deceived, my friend. Oh. It seems your path no longer lies with us. But if you have the time, perhaps you could look into the message that was written in the inside of the crypt. Return to me if you find what it means, perhaps. Otherwise, good luck to you. I'll be find the final resting place of Nasruddin. I've seen the inside of the crypt. I retrieved the skull. It's human, not elven. This is grave news. Obviously, the remains are fake. If you find out what all of this means, return to me. I made some observation concerning the crypt and the remains. Alexander first clench when you tell him of Manox. You can see that he's just barely controlling his rage. I see. If you find out what all of this means, return to me. If indeed the blood of Manox was spilled for some darker plot, you can be assured that there will be retribution. I swear it by my life. Was there anything else? I retrieved the skull. It's human, not elf. We said that already, right? Strange things. Okay, and the message essentially is the... What was the message? He told us when we talked to him. Oops. The quest still says find Nasruddin. But here it says to consult Gunter Willem about it. But I can't. He doesn't talk to me anymore about anything. Yeah, I did the things a little bit of order, and it seems that I'm missing some information here. Oh well, I should be okay. Okay, what now? If I remember correctly, and that took a while when I played this the first time. Because he talks about a circle of stone or a circle. Teleportation. Wait. Because here, there's no... No. Yeah, this place. This place is super important. Yeah, it says here the Ring of Broadgar. The stone was found in the middle of the Ring of Broadgar. The meaning of the marking on its face are unknown. It's been moved here to protect it from the wretches of tourism. The ancient stone is scarred with what looks to be an old ruins and numbers. Oh shit, I wanted to do this. Go like southwest 30, southeast 40. Oh my god, that's one hell of a... What's this place again? This is just a pub. Innkeeper. This is the inn. This is an inn. Yeah, so I actually think this is it. But I don't want to calculate this because I'm lazy. Because you could do like a... Anyways. Oh, that's not what I said to do here. Then what the fuck is this? What's it called? This is called the Stone Ring of Broadgar. The stone from the Ring of Broadgar. Has anyone figured out the significance of the stone? I don't know. It's related to the quest about Saint Manox, clearly. But nobody calculated that. I don't want to do it. I'm lazy. Apparently, I'll have to do it. Anyway, but it actually said to go to the ring itself, so let's go there. Let's wait for morning. Okay, Gunter told me the meaning of the words inside the crypt. The first word means opposite, the second means truth. He knew not the meaning of the broken ring. there's something here. What are they talking about? Searching around the ring, follow the shoreline. You find a secret stone vault. What? The shoreline. How would you know that? Like if I follow this, eventually I'll end up on somewhere? Fuck off. No. Actually looks like something. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Maybe it's here, I don't know. They searched a circle and then they talk about the shoreline. Makes no fucking sense. Searching around the ring, follow the shoreline. You find a secret stone vault. The door being opened using the word true told you by Gunter. You find a sword and a diary, blah blah. Super important. Searching around the ring, follow the shoreline. What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck would you find that? It might be the it might be the coordinates, actually. Okay, so I have to note this. Oh wow, Arcanum. Rose for coordination and woman wants to give me a mission. There was a woman here who wanted to give me a quest that I couldn't do at that point for some reason. Southwest 30, southeast 40, northeast 20, southeast 15, northeast 30, southeast 50, southwest 15, northwest 20, northeast 40, and then southeast 50. Do I do this like on the main map? Yeah, like from here. Oh, I can't teleport in the wilderness. I mean, what's the coordinates here? Something like this. 30 southwest. That leads us here, so I can't even do it like out of the blue. Like, boom, boom. Somebody must have calculated somewhere. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Worst fucking walkthrough ever. Told the Mr. Maddox, go back to Rosenberg, examine the direction on the stone. If you plot them out, then you'll send you east and then southeast, since one of the words on the sarcophagus was opposite. Instead, head west and then northwest along the coast. Oh, along the coast. Stay on the Rosenberg map. Don't try to use the world map. Should come to a wheel requiring a password. Well, I kind of saw the wheel. Okay, I think I saw it. I can't click on it though. I need to see it. I need an image to be sure that what they're talking about is. Okay, 7 units to the east and 100 units to the southeast. I tried this from the center of the ring, using paces with my character, and you wind up close to the cemetery, but there's nothing there exactly. However, the clue here is opposite. So I then use the exact opposite, going west 7 paces, then northwest 100 paces, still no dice. But if you assume yards or meters instead of pace, and you shoot yourself in the head, you'll find it. If you assume yards or meters instead of paces and say 1.7 meters, Then something truly amazing happens. Start from the center of the ring of Brogot again. And after walking... Okay, I'll do that. Holy fucking shit. I bet it's gonna end up exactly where I saw that little sewer thing, but I tried clicking on it and there was nothing, no option. Not even the option of doing something. So it needs to be from the center of the ring and it spaces. It's not even the coordinates on the maps. Okay, let's say this is in the middle. 100 paces to the west. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh my god. 100. What is 100? Fuck you. Then 150 paces northwest, roughly along the coast. Yeah. It's the vault. It's what I saw. It's right this thing here, but I can't click on it. Why? Come on, man. What the fuck? I must not be the first one to have this problem. What's the name? It's Saint Manox. I just mistook it, so it's not this. I need to find an image of it. I need to see what the fuck it is. I don't know how I will find this. Let's go along the coast again. Let's continue along the coast. Let's say this is not it. Even though, like, come on, man. Whoa. Let's continue. Oh shit, okay. What? Why did they put that there? They put that there like, and they thought it would... It looks like they put that there as a placeholder that maybe it's gonna be the place of the vault, and then they decided it would be here and it would be this graphic, but they left the other thing there. Oh well, it's me that's stupid. I should have just walked again 2 meters. It was right fucking there. Wait, just... Truth, bro. Oh no, Sog just picked up everything. Sword of Manox. Thank you. Is that even good? No. Journal of Saint Manox. Okay, this might have been it. Don't pick up stuff without asking me. It's super annoying. Okay, the journal. Oh my god. Oh my god, and the fucking font. I feel fortunate to have finally met him as is there as well. So in my first private council today on the social. Without the divinity of Nasruddin, the usual debate. This time we're able to convince those in council who still held out that Naryn was indeed sent by the gods to lead us. My mind is troubled. An elf by the name of Arcanum, descended from the mountains today, has begun ingratiating himself into the council. Claims to be the son of an original elven council member. I'm not certain I believe him. The others have taken a liking to him though, and seem to have no doubt as to the veracity of his tale. Great distress when I'm in his presence. Quan one, which must be Nasrud Aronax. Into the phone, where he's beginning to spread heresy about truth of the church. He has insinuated that the words are merely an outward representation of an inward discipline that revitalize the life of the great Nasruddin. The banishment is allegorical. He has not been stating these purposes to himself. The square is present of this ship. They will come in, the offer. I was visited today by the physical manifestation of Nasruddin. I'm certain of this. As I was standing the wards, as I do these days with no help from my brothers, he appeared to me. He asked me all manner of questions and appeared pleased when I explained how I was maintaining the wards. We talked for what seemed like hours and even tested my fate by hinting that he knew Nasruddin, that he was not divine. Eh? He knew Nasruddin, or he is Nasruddin? It was only after he departed that I realized I had actually been speaking with Nasruddin himself. I do not know from where the certainty comes, but I'm sure in my heart that it was him. He wants to kill Yuan Quan, whatever Khan Wan wants to kill me. Yesterday I confronted him with the news of my vision. He exploded with rage, calling me heretic. Calling me heretic, I would laugh in a situation where not desperate. I almost attacked him on the spot, but I called upon my training to calm my rage. Quickly excused myself from his office. I was set upon by his elven cohorts. After killing several of them, I fled. I do not know what I shall do now. I know my life will end should I set foot in the temple again, but it is not my life that matters. Root of the Panari must live beyond me. I can only imagine the lies. My exile is at an end. I have meditated on my situation, and I know what I must do. I will return to the temple and declare what I know for all to hear. I will leave my writing safely hidden here, along with my ceremonial sword, and I fear my death is at hand. My soul I now commit to the ends of Nasrud and Maddox. Cool. Okay, we'll go back to Rosenberg, but before that, we're gonna take a break. Back to Rose. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
No. Or the evil that you don't know.
Bird, what's your situation? Over. Bird, come in. What the hell?
Something's coming. It doesn't sound like a soldier.
I got a bad feeling about this. We're under attack. They're all over the place. Come on. Storm them. We're taking fire. The goddamn ambush. I've been shot. Oh, shit. Son of a bitch. Check your sights. Expect company. This is team leader. We're moving into position. Got contact. Get out of there now!
Do you know the true meaning of fear? This game has not yet been rated.
This is a dentist, so we can't show you his face. Morning, Chris. But we thought you might like to see what kind of action arcade game he plays. It's Nova 9 from the makers of Stellar 7. Normal arcade action only skims the surface, cleaning up aliens on a few levels. But Nova 9, with its deep cleaning attack action, reaches way into the cosmos, mopping up alien hordes on 9 different levels and killing the interstellar invaders that cause bad vibes. Plus, clinical studies have shown that Nova 9 fights Gur-Draxon, an early form of total interplanetary tyranny. So brush up on intergalactic adventure. Pick up Nova 9 from Dynamics. Arcade action with real bite. Ask anybody.
Open a gateway to a world where orcs and humans battle over land, sea, and air for the dominance of Azeroth. Years have passed since the first war between man and orc. Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, available now from Blizzard Entertainment.
A host of evil creatures has besieged the once pristine land as the Shadow King is directing his minions to invade, corrupt, and destroy all things of beauty. Merlin finds himself in this enchanted land after being swept away in a river. Armed with an arsenal of magical objects, you enlist the aid of the Lady of the Lake and destroy all the evil minions. It takes skill to penetrate the Shadow King's defenses and crush him forever. And young Merlin from Virgin Games.
We're back. We're here? No, okay. No, it's Caledon. We need to go to. At this block. Alright. Alright, let's talk to you first. I found Maddox's journal. Alexander is silent for a long time, then, it seems we, the Banari, have an important responsibility. Many of your troubles, living one, were born because we allowed ourselves to be deceived for so many years. That will be no longer. And it seems that my family has been deceived and dishonored. I think I know to whom I must speak about this. He looks at you. He looks in the direction of the High Priest's chambers. I also found this. I never hoped to see this. It was lost so many years ago. It will be put to good use, I can assure you. I'm sure goodbye and good luck. He takes your hand, both of his. Thank you, living one. Your help here has been invaluable. I wish you luck on your quest and the conflict to come. I discovered the truth about Maddox. Is that so? Tell him of the journal. Gunter says nothing for a long while then. It seems that we have been misled from the beginning. And now I see why we were called the Defenders of the Gate. It seems we have a great responsibility. We shall begin to live up to it. What do you think I should do now, Gunter? Well, if you haven't already, please go and tell Alexander what you found. I would think that he's going to want to have a very long talk with some of his superiors. I'm glad I'm not one of them. I found the whole truth, the whole truth story. Anger flares in the eyes of Adrian. The man truly was a saint and a warrior, and it seems that we Panari have been neglecting our true duties. That will no longer be the case. He puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you, my friend. You've done this church and the world a great service. Glad to be of service. As a token of my appreciation, feel free to take the objects in display cases. I can't tell you what they'd be good for, but they're yours all the same. The cases will be open now. Would you do me a favor? Speak with Adrian of these things, Alexander of these things, if you haven't done so. I'm an old man and tired. There's all I can do right now, right to right this wrong. But Alexander is strong, strongest of us. I'll do that. Thank you again. Apparently we're done. What the fuck was that? Did you see that? What? What? Glass key. Okay. The Eye of Karaktur. The Finger of Manox, which plus crit percentage. Plus crit percentage. We don't know how many pluses. PR protection. Weapon proficiency, something like that. Let's give it to Virgil, because he kinda sucks. There you go. So this wasn't even the main quest. I don't think this was all optional, in my opinion. I think this was... Yeah, this wasn't required. I just need to go to the Thanatos Island, I think. Use a boat, maybe? I don't know. The game really doesn't hold your hand at all. Returning to Tarant, you can tell Bates the truth about dwarves banish. I think we did that. If you have Logan in your party, requires a ship. And no ship captain. Explore the continent, you will be able to find passage to Thanatos and Blackroot. Okay. Buy a ship in Blackroot for 50,000 gold. Okay. Win a ship back through gambling. Convince stranger Kipio. I guess we'll have to do that. Okay. I didn't need to go outside. That gave me another fate point. That's all it gave me. Maybe some XP. Oh my god, I'm so close to leveling up. Well, okay, no, well, I have another bar, but very close still.
You have returned. Tell me what...
Yeah, you're really mentally stuck in these main quests and be like, oh fuck it, let's do other quests and instead of what I'm usually do is that I do the side quests, all of the side quests, and then I do the main quest. Apparently it's in Blackroot. I think it's in the Sour Barnacle. Maybe this guy. My old friend, a friendly face. Yeah, we talked to you. What's happened, Captain Teach? I lost my boat. Went and get drunk one and find myself gambling with Killian Drake and OC. Captain who knows his ways around the dice game. He played me mate, he played me fool, and I lost my boat. Where's this Drake? He'd be around, drinks a lot here in the Barnacle, and he's not afraid to tell a soul about how he got his new boat. Maybe I could help. I may need to call on a favor. Do you think he cheated? Oh, I don't know if an old Drake can cheat. He's just lucky about the luckiest old sea dog I ever did meet. I can't be calling a man a cheat just because the dice landed. That's mighty nice of you, matey, and you know if there's anything I can do for old Teach, I'll do it. Thank you. I need to get to the island of Thanatos. Thanatos? That's even crazier than wanting to go to the island of despair, but I'm figuring it's important. I know it's the way Mr. Bait wanted. I suppose there's a couple of different ways you might get there. One, you could build a boat from the ship builder here in Blackroot, which ain't cheap. One of my other options. You might be able to get a dice game with old Drake, but he's no rubber leg when it comes to the dice. He's lucky and he plays for big stakes. I won't be tossing with him unless you feel real lucky, and he won't be playing with just anyone. Old Drake knows a gambler when he sees one. Alright. Solution. Well, I'm a little leery of even mentioning it. It's not something I even like to think about, much less spill out my blowhole, but you seem to need some help. Now you want. I really appreciate any help you might be able to give. Did I ever tell you the story of how I came to own a gypsy shadow? The story of Jack Skellybones? One more time, one more time. Of course I will. By the time I could start growing a beard, I sailed from one end of this island to the other, from the southern shores of Weeping Maidens to the northern ice-choked waters of the Jailer's Ump. Ain't nothing of the sea I ain't seen, and most of it twice. At the time I was running Ale out of Caledon, first mate of a mean and crusty old captain who went by the name Jack Skellybone, half pirate, half devil, with the mouth of a blues guild she-demon and a breath to match. Jack used to drink so much that we'd pray for tailwinds if the journey take too long and start drinking the puff. Tell you the truth, old Jack would fight you in a 30%. Okay. Stringy Pete, Uzi. Okay, so he said Jack kept saying that it was better than whatever Pete. Oh yeah, and he died or something. Two daggers and then one in each die. Every sign a stranger Pete used to live in his victim. Oh. What do I have to do with getting to Thanatos? I'm saying I've seen his boat and I know it to be real. If you could get his boat without getting yourself run through by his ghost, you have yourself a boat. Seems a little flimsy. How do you find a ghost pirate's boat? Years ago I found a secret cove, and there on the beach was with an unmarked grave, unmarked except for the sign of the evil eye, which is a sign Stringy Pete used to carve on his victims. I got out of there fast without even looking for treasure. That could have been the place where he was buried, and if it was, it said most spirits return to their graves. At the very least, I might find some clues. Yes, matey, I agree. Here, I'll mark your map with the location of the cove. Teach does so. Looks like you have a few options. Buying, gambling. Beach ship. Stingy Pete's Cove. Oh. Stingy Pete. Stringy Pete. Stringy. You see a spirit in front of you. It's a skeleton dressed in tattered rags and a large black hat, and wielding an evil-looking saber. Its eyes glow with an unholy light. Arg, who have been treading upon my grave, will be trying to get their hands on my treasure. Prepare to die, you lumb-lubbing goat bugger. No one see the evil eye old Stringy Pete and lives. Wait, I'm not here to take anything, I just want to talk. That would be me desecrating your pathetic remains. Maybe this is the wrong time. I just want to talk. Talk, what would a rubber-legged bilge fish like you want to be talking about with the ghost of Stringy Pete? I've been sailing the seas of Arcanum for more than 200 years, and I drink blood ale and gnaw on the bones of priests and maidens. I not be looking to talk. You've chewed on your last clergyman, Pete. Please, I just need a moment to explain. To explain? What you be needing to explain, matey? You be digging around me bones and looking for me treasure? To a pirate, that'd be worse than finding you baiting your hook with my wife. Look, I'm only here because I need your boat. There's no doubt that that's all she's good for. My boat? I cared for my wife less than this boat. Why in the name all that's unholy would I give you my boat? You're speaking gibberish. And I had more an earful of it, a soul of tormented as me owned as good a little patience for the blubberings of the living. You'll not hear it again. I'm ridding the world of your curse. Tormented? Don't you enjoy being bloodthirsty pirate ghost? Enjoy it? The ghost seems a little surprised at the question, the fire in its eyes dimming a little. Are ye daft, matey? I was the crustiest, meanest, bloodthirsty pirate who ever lived. And none of what I did when I was alive compares to the things I've seen dead. I don't understand. You don't want to be here? What have you seen? I see all the souls of the dead who walk this world, and I see the souls of all my victims, and they torment me as I still be tormenting the living, and it be their pain I feel every day and every night on these glassy seas, and their dead eyes that be staring out at me from their murky depths. So you're saying you don't want to be here? I see, and who had cursed you to this fate? I cursed myself. I spilled the blood of innocents, desecrated holy places, and the worst things I ever did. I broke a pirate's blood oath. Even without the first two, I deserve what I got because the last. I shouldn't even call myself a pirate after what I did. So you're saying you don't want to be here? No, but I've got no choice. I was cursed, matey. Cursed from the day I died, to sail the seas forever. Hunting those souls who be taking my name in vain, to strike terror in the pure heart, to be giving little ones nightmare. Is there any way to break this curse? Break the curse? The ghost is silent for a moment, contemplating. And why would ye want to do that, matey? Why would one such as ye want to be helping the evil ghost of old Stingy Pete? Your boat, Captain. I need your boat. Tell him your story. That'd be quite a story, and one I'd not be inclined to believe when I was flesh and blood. But shatter me squided beak if I haven't seen stranger things since. Perhaps there is something we might do here. Well, I can't be giving up this boat on account of the curse. In my face to sell these old timber until the end of time. I know a way we might break that curse. There'll be 3 things. 3 wrongs to right, and the curse will be broken. Tell me of them. Which of them do you want to hear about? The first task. The first be an easy task, I told ye. I killed many an innocent in me time, a good and pure man by the name of Jonas Williamson. Killed him for the silver buckles on his boots, but mostly for the sport of it. Laughed while he bled into the gutter, crying out to me that I spare his family. That's pretty vicious, Pete. How do you make that right? Well, his family, they fell on hard times without him. And the Williamson's been poor ever since. You'll need to dig up my treasure, including those silver buckles, and give it to whoever is left at the Williamsons. My treasure is buried a little north of here. He points to an area just north of where you are. Where are the Williamsons? Here, I'll show you on your map. The ghostly finger points to a location on the east coast of Arcanum. I know they still live there. I've sailed by there in the years since I died. It not be a nice place. It not be a nice place. Is there anything else? Don't be thinking you can keep some of the treasure for yourself. These curses, they be old and smart, and you be trying to cheat them. Then gonna be sailing these seas, and then I'm gonna be coming after you. Savvy that, matey. Should we just do that and then come back for the other? Perhaps I'll just destroy. Other tasks. The second task that might be a little more complicated. There'll be a temple in the hills just off the Gulf of Morbihan, in a little town called Voriden. And many years ago, I was a pilgrim in the surrounding countryside, and I broke into the place and stole some holy relics and desecrated their sacred altar. And sure enough, these old monks threw a curse on me. What needs to be done? They didn't care about the holy relics, but I'd be thinking they might have got their robes in a bundle over the altar. You see, I spilled some wine and ale all over it, and I might even relieve myself on it. They weren't singing hymns when we left. Anyways, the altars are theirs. I think it needs to be replaced. You'll have to talk with the monks there to find out what needs to be done. Here's where the temple is. It shows on your map. And the last task. The last task will be the most difficult. You see, as I was getting on in years, there was nothing I hadn't done, and nowhere I hadn't sailed, and no treasure I hadn't laid my hands on. There was only one thing I wanted, and I wasn't even sure if it existed, and I made it my business to find out. The Bungalian Scourge. What is the Bangalian Scourge? The Bangalian Scourge is the most evil piece of weaponry ever wielded by any soul in the land of Arcanum. Legend says it was forged in the blood fires at the Bangalian deeps, and that virgins and children were thrown into the fire to keep it stoked. That's horrible. Interesting. I'll be leaving now. Horrible, don't even come close. It also be said that Bane Cree cut down a whole battalion of elven warriors with it before he was banished, and that Lorik wielded it during the Dwarven clan wars, and that any but the most evil of all people die at mere sight of it. Sounds like an evil blade. Sounds like my kind of weapon. Yes, matey, and an evil blade it be. I wanted it more than anything in the all of Arcanum, and I planned on getting me hands on it. What happened? At the time I had me a crew of 7 of the most black-hearted, soulless pirates, and they all agreed it was a fine piece of treasure to go after, and we took a pirate's blood oath to stand by one another share in the treasure. And so we searched Arcanum for it and found it one day we did, in the swamps of the Dark Fens, down in the Bangalian deeps. And then, it'd been buried there for centuries, a beautiful sight, its blade as black as onyx, and carved in ancient rune work, and I held it in my hands, and it called to me. What did you all do with it? We all did nothing, matey. That night, when everyone was asleep, that cursed blade twisted my mind, and it told me that my crew was mutinous and looking to get rid of me, and so I killed them all in their sleep, matey. Cut all their throats from ear to ear. When I woke in the morning and seen what I'd done, I threw the blade down and ran right out of there. The Bangalian Scourge? It still lies there as far as I know, among the murdered bones of my crew. You must destroy the evil blade. At the bottom of the cave that we found it in the great furnace. toss it in there, and then the world be done with it. Here's where the deeps be. Points an arrow on your map. If you have me, I've do these things, I give my word, probably I'll give you my ship. I'll do it. Okay, I hope everything is well inscribed here. Okay. Okay. Pretty clear. What about where they are? Okay, Williams Austin, Voriden. What is this though? Whew. Okay. No, sir. What was it? Never. By no means. No. I have nothing. So. Oh, I thought this was okay. Oh yeah, let's level up. That'd be nice. I could have teleported, but let's try to get some XP. Well, these quests might give us just enough to level up. Okay. So here there should be some buried treasure. I guess there's not enemies. Oh, they are enemies. Level up. 1 point. So what did I want to do? I want to get this Tempest Fungi. I have the speed of all creatures in the vicinity of the caster who fail their saving throw. Oh, I thought it was oh. Sad. Even though it says 2 per second, so okay, I thought it was a thing that I could have like always on, and yeah, everything in my vicinity is just slower. But a bit OP, but and the silver belt buckle. Now we go here. Cree. Williamson. Oh, he's asleep. My name is Molly Williamson. Pleasure, Molly. Do you have a moment to speak? Sure. What are you doing here? It's cheap living out here in the middle of nowhere. We eat when we pull out of the ocean, make all our own clothes, and beyond that we don't need a whole lot. The Williamson clan ain't never had a whole lot of money. And said what happened to my great-granddaddy, Jonas Williamson. Anyhow. I know this sounds strange, but tell her a story. Well, I'll be. Moon shakes her head. I heard strange tales, and then I heard strange tales. Here's take the cake, sir. You think that the ghost, the old pirate, wants to make good for what he done almost 200 years ago? Yet, it's a bit unbelievable. So you brought me that old treasure and the buckles? Yes, give them to her. Not yet. I'll be doing so shortly. Well, thank you. I suppose old Stringy Pete ain't such a bad bugger after all. Goodbye, sir. That's done. And you don't have anything to say. One gold. I'm gonna leave it to you. I think you need it. Okay, let's go to Cree. I'm happy to have walked there. That's the thing, by teleporting I'm missing out all the thing I could have discovered by going from like this place to 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 you know, by doing that eventually you may have not done all the map, but since I've got teleport, like I almost teleported there, I would have missed this. The once great city destroyed by the Bane of Cree. We actually know this now. Kinda funny. And we just heard about this. That gave us a bunch of XP. Little quests. Why would you want to buy the ship for 50,000 bucks? Or do the gamble thing when you can do this, which is gonna land you more XP. Actually gave me the location of Boredan. Which I think is a town. What the fuck is this? Something interesting is happening here. What the fuck is this? And I can't wait? Am I already in Cree? Apparently. What the fuck? Wait. I must be. I wanted to save before entering it, but I think I saved too close. But usually you can save just right beside it and it doesn't teleport you back in. Oh my god, this is a map. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, I'm on Cree right now. But I can't wait here. It's kind of annoying. Fuck. Oh, let's map the rest. I might as well. It's actual building here. Just go there so that I see it on the map. Ah. The map ended here, now it ends here. Holy the fuck is this map? Ah, fuck it, just stay near the ruins. Oh, this is the world map. They need to map the thing when it's actually be simple. It's this thing. But where do they start you? They start you in a weird place. And they start you here. And they should start you here. Oh, maybe that was it. Exactly. You just follow this info. Oh shit. I see now why they don't want us to rest.
How can I help you? What do you need to know? I'm not quite sure I heard you right. Were you asking me about islands again? I know you weren't asking me about islands. How can I help you?
What is it that you want of me? What can I answer for you? We need to get to Thanatos to locate the real grave of Nazruddin. This is not going to be an easy task, however. The Isle of Death is aptly named, overrun with monsters, if one believes the tales. What can I answer?
What is it you need? What do you want to know? I can tell you that Thanatos is no day in the park. I, for one, am looking forward to the pure thrill of combat against seemingly insurmountable odds. It will be a glorious death, eh? Ha! I like your sense of humor, boy. Don't take it so hard. There's a slight chance we will survive. What is it you need?
How may I help you? Then I will do my best to answer.
Thanatos, not much literature about that place, I'm afraid. I'd venture to guess that's because no one ever comes back from that place alive, literally crawling with all sorts of evil beasts. And the life from the lore that I've heard about the place, I'm not one to pass up on the opportunity to see someplace new. But I have to say, I don't look forward to visiting that dreadful place.
Yes, sir.
What can I answer?
I think that's it. Dante won't have anything to say. Okay. Cool. Let's continue killing everybody here. Oh. Take all this and sell it, but at this point in the game, I'm done. What's this? It was a little different than the others. put it on. Crap. I'm ensnared. Oh no. Not ensnared. Not over.
Friend, I've been wounded terribly. Quickly, I need healing.
Yeah, fuck it. Golden Idol of Tree. I don't know what to do with it, so I'm not even gonna touch it. Well, I touched it. Uh-oh, I touched it. Let's leave it there. Maybe it's gonna be connected to another dimension. Maybe it's connected to Horridon. It's relatively close. Yeah, maybe. I don't wanna do Voriden tonight, so I think we're gonna call it a night. Tomorrow we're going to play more Baldur's Gate at 4:30 p.m. or something like that. And at 8 p.m. Eastern Time we're gonna continue Homeworld, Emergence or Cataclysm. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
I'll buy that for $1.